Would you like to go back to sleep and manifest like you did before you became a conscious manifester? That's what my channel actually teaches you guys. It is how to go back to being asleep. And when we were asleep, we only did two things. The first thing is we focused only on what we wanted. We stopped talking about reasons why we couldn't have what we focused on. The second thing we did is we dismissed any reasons why we couldn't have our desire. And I tell you guys on my channel all the time that manifesting is simple and easy. When we were asleep, we used our words. That's it. When we were asleep, we used our words. So if we go back to manifesting the way we did when we were asleep, manifesting becomes easy because there are no rules. Let's dive into this today and talk about how you can go back to sleep and manifest your dream life. But first, this is Susie, your beautiful swan queen. Welcome back to the garden, my beautiful duckling. Thank you for smashing the like button, sharing my videos, subscribing. I love you. You are an absolute rock star. I am the best life coach with a 99.6% success rate in helping people get together with the love of their life. If you are interested in working with me one-on-one, joining my paid Facebook group where it is the only place that I go live, upscaling your money, buying t-shirts from my daughter and her bestie, the links are in the description below. I've also added some subliminals that you guys can buy to my website, as well as custom affirmations. Now I have a custom subliminal. This is different. I give you the affirmations to be able to manifest your dream life in this little package. So let's talk about manifesting when we were asleep. So I have been manifesting my life since 1982. So that means I've been manifesting for 40 years. So for 40 years, I have manifested my life. I have manifested 10 different specific persons. I was married to one of them for not quite 30 years. I was actually with one of them for 29 years and 11 months. I actually lived with him for 29 years and 11 months. So if we count dating, I was with him for 30 years. How did I do that? When I was asleep and I wasn't a conscious manifester, I used my words. Every time I want something, I use my words. So what are you doing right now? You're talking to your friends, you're talking to your family, you're talking to somebody you met on the internet. You are talking to people, okay? And when you are talking to these people, what exactly are you saying? Are you saying why things are going right in your life? Because if you are, then you are manifesting like you were asleep. If you're saying things that are going wrong in your life, you're just stuck in a negative loop. That's it. I call it your hell loop. Susie loves the TV show Lucifer. Tom Ellis as the devil is my absolute favorite show. Next to that is Supernatural. And those two shows teach you so much about manifesting. Literally, if you watch them from a manifesting perspective, it teaches you a lot. But the majority of the people want the vampire shows. They want the originals, or they want Vampire Diaries. Oh, let's not forget the, what is it? Edward or Bella. I can't think of the name of it. Twilight Saga. Which one do you want? In Vampire Diaries, everybody wanted Elena to get with Stefan. But it was Damon who would destroy the world to save Elena. And that's what we really want in our partner. Somebody who is willing to forego everything for us. But that's not what we talk about. What we talk about is how they're being Stefan. and they are doing all of these things that we don't like instead of talking about Damon. So I talk about Jared and Jason, the old story and the new story. So in manifesting, throw out every single rule that you have been taught. Throw them all out the window. Absolutely throw them out the window. Find a phrase. Literally find a phrase. And test this for 30 days. You want something in your life. Start talking about the fact that it is in your life. Not from a lack standpoint. From it's mine. It's here. It's in my life. Because when we were unconsciously manifesting, that's exactly what we did. So when I wanted to marry my ex, and for those of you who are new here, my ex is a genuine narcissist that I lived with for 30 years. 30 years, guys. Well, 29 years and 11 months. Let's not push it. And I still kept that marriage. It had good and bad in it. And I've manifested some stupid shit. And I've manifested some really good stuff. But how do you keep manifesting with all of these rules? They're not working for you. You got to do something different. So let's go back to sleep. Rule number 1 of let's go back to sleep is the only rule. Throw out all the rules to manifesting. Literally throw out all the rules to manifesting. Y'all want a rule number 2? So rule number 2, any questions, comments, or concerns, refer back to rule number 1. Throw it out. So how do we do this? Simple. You talk about only what you desire to bring into your life. So you want your specific person. You are talking about no contact. They're not going to contact you because you're talking about no contact. You want your specific person to be obsessed with you and think about you all the time. They're obsessed and they're thinking about you. They're not moving forward. Literally, they're not moving forward. And if they're not moving forward, how do we manifest them? Because what happens is we do this. Oh, they're thinking about me. They're obsessed with me. We're thinking about me. They're obsessed with me. They're thinking about me. They're obsessed with me. And then we go, but there's no movement. They're not texting me. They're not calling me. They're not asking me out on dates. So how do we get them to show up? Well, we kind of lean back. This is where I started my channel, on the floor. And the first video, that's my boyfriend. That's my husband. That's my boyfriend. That's my husband. That's my boyfriend. That's my husband. If you are manifesting a woman, again, I apologize. I'm a girl who likes boys. So I manifest from a female to a male perspective. And I shouldn't say I like boys. I like men. And you have to be able to legally drink. Okay? So let's get into this. That's my boyfriend. That's my boyfriend. That's my boyfriend. We watched the girls in high school decide they wanted to date somebody. And they wanted to date this person. So they kept going, that's my boyfriend. And we'd be like, yeah, I don't think so, honey. He's dating somebody else. And within a week, that person was dating the person that they said, that's my boyfriend. Somebody said, my parents are going to get me a car for my birthday. I'm turning 16. They're going to get me a car. My parents are going to get me a car. I'm going to get a car. I'm going to get a car. Their parents got them a car for their 16th birthday. That's how it worked. You wanted a drink. You just kept saying, I'm going to get a drink. Cold coffee this morning. What are you manifesting? Because whatever it is, you just give one statement. Literally one statement. Preferably less than 5 words. That is my boyfriend. So that's 4 words. Now, I would prefer you say their name, which is why I said I want less than 5 words. So if you want this person to be your partner in your life, you literally have to say, that's my boyfriend, that's my girlfriend, that's my husband, that's my wife, that's my partner. We do it about our best friend. When you introduce somebody to your best friend, what do you say? Oh, I'd like you to meet my best friend, Frosty the Snowman, because here's Frosty. So I'd like you to meet my best friend, Frosty. And my best friend, Frosty, he's amazing. Because that's how we describe our best friend. That's my best friend, Frosty. That's my best friend, Frosty. When we go to manifest a specific person, we tell Frosty, Frosty, he's ignoring me. Frosty, he ghosted me. Susie thinks he died. Did he come back to life yet? And Frosty goes, yeah, he came back to life. He texted you again. And then Frosty says, why are you talking about what you don't want? Well, because I'm telling you what he's doing. Well, I don't want to hear what he's doing. I want to hear what you want him to do. Abdul to Neville Goddard. When Neville was going to Barbados, Abdul kept telling him, you are in Barbados. You are in Barbados. And you went to Barbados first class. Went. You went first class. And then Neville's all happy because he's got tickets that his brother bought him. And the ticket is to go first class. But they're overbooked. And he's going to have to start in third class until they get to a drop-off point. And then he goes to first class. What did Abdul say? You went first class. Who said third class? You went first class. That's your Frosty. It's your best friend. Whatever you want, your best friend backs you up on. Whatever you need, your best friend backs you up on and helps you to figure out a way to get it. But in manifesting, we don't do that. So to go back to sleep, you tell your best friend, he's going to text me. I know he's going to text me. I know he's going to text me. Like, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt he's going to text me. And your best friend, whether she likes this person or not, is going to say, you really want to get back together with him? And you're like, yes, yes, I do. Okay. He texts you. What's he texting you? Because that's what Frosty's going to ask me. Well, what's he going to text you? He's going to text me an apology. Well, why do you want an apology? Well, he did some stuff and he hurt my feelings and I need an apology. Frosty's going to say, do you want an apology or a relationship? Because when we were asleep, we didn't care about the apology. When we were asleep, we didn't care about the deep conversation. When we were asleep, all we cared about was our end goal. We only cared about our end goal and that we were successful. Always successful in whatever we are creating. So let's talk about what you're successful in. You're successful in the fact that your specific person is ignoring you. You're successful in the fact that they don't take you out on dates. You're successful in creating what you don't want. So at some point, you have to decide, I'm always going to be successful and get my desires. So if I'm always successful, I always get my desires. I always get what I want. My number one phrase is, I always get what I want. Sometimes it shows up a little bit later than I want, but it always shows up. I always get my desires. If I truly want something, I become a bulldog. A bulldog bites on something and doesn't let go until it gets it. And I will literally affirm it to death. I have zero thoughts. I have very, very few thoughts during the day. Very few thoughts during the day. I am one of these people who can literally sit and watch a movie and not have a thought. I can veg watch Lucifer and just watch Lucifer. And when Netflix says, do you still want to watch this? I haven't had a single thought. I worked in Walmart and did not have a single thought for an 8-hour shift. I have no thoughts. And I'm lucky in one way. Because I have no thoughts, I don't have anything in my head that's going, you can't do this. But he did this, but he did that. But, I don't have any of those negative thoughts like that. So that's a blessing. The curse is if I don't affirm, I don't change. I don't get what I want because I'm not changing the story. So when you are manifesting, when you are asleep, you are constantly changing the story. You are constantly telling people no. And then if this person didn't agree with you on what you were doing, you didn't talk to them about it. And if they asked you, oh, well, how's it going with your specific person? You would just say, oh, it's fine, and change the subject. That's what we did. We didn't literally sit here and go on social media and type in all the stuff we don't want. I see it all the time. My specific person is being rude and disrespectful. I need to change everything about him. How do I go about doing this? Well, you successfully created him being rude and disrespectful. So now you have to successfully create him being kind and respectful. So you literally sit there and say, they're kind and respectful. They're kind and respectful. You have to flip your narrative. And that's what you did when you were asleep. You didn't talk about words like subconscious, programming, reprogramming. You didn't talk about how you were consciously creating or manifesting something. Somebody would say, I want a car. And someone would go, yeah, you're 16, you don't have a job, how are you going to get a car? And they would say, well, maybe my parents will buy it. I don't know, but I'm going to get a car. How are you going to get a car? I don't know, but I'm going to get a car. How are you going to get that car? I don't know, but I'm going to get it. That's my boyfriend. Honey, he's dating somebody else. Did you hear me? I said that's my boyfriend. And that's literally what they did. If you have a $1 million mansion and somebody pulls up and says, is this yours? You're going to go, yeah, that's my house. This is where I live. That's my house. Yes, that's my house. If you walk up to your car and somebody says, that's your car, you're going to say, yes, that's my car. If you walk up to somebody and they are picking something up off a shelf and it's the last item on the shelf, they're going to say, that's mine. They're not going to care. And they're going to guard that cart for their life so you can't come by and snatch it out. But every time we type something, we text something, we have a conversation with somebody about the things that are going on in our reality, the true story in our life, we undo what we are creating. Literally, we undo it. So my channel teaches you to go back to sleep and manifest. Because when you were asleep, all you did was use your words. Your words created your reality. And because your words created your reality, you kept saying what you want. You had success. Where? In the 80s, 90s, before cell phones, did people talk about manifesting? Not very many did. I never heard the word manifesting until late 2000s, 2009, when Hollywood Hulk Hogan, the wrestler, put out his autobiography and talked about this woman who gave him the book The Secret on a plane because he was complaining about his ex-wife, Linda. And she handed him this book, and he read this book on the plane, and he couldn't finish the book, So the woman told him to keep it. I didn't hear about manifesting. But back in 1993, when I was sitting in Orion's restaurant on Thanksgiving, and my son was born in August, it's now November, so August, September, October, November, he was 4 months old, was crying, wouldn't stop crying. Somebody yelled at me in the restaurant. That lady didn't tell me, oh, you have to manifest him being a good boy. She said, start asking him, why are you a happy baby? Why are you so well behaved? Why can I take you anywhere? She didn't tell me to ask questions like, why do you clean your room? Why are you a neat freak? But I raised my children with, you're healthy, you're wealthy, you're successful. My girls, you're beautiful, you're thin. Today, I would say the ideal weight for your body, the ideal weight and size, because I've learned. In the 40 years that I've been manifesting, I've learned that there are always better words. So I messaged somebody yesterday and I said, you know, I'm a word snob. I said, should I say this or this? And she totally changed what I said. The point I was trying to make is that if we have something, we are literally not saying anything contrary. We're literally being thankful. If you got the $1 million lottery winning ticket in your hand, the first thing you're going to say is, thank God. Thank God I won. So first thing you're going to do is say, thank God I won. You have money in your bank. You're going to say, thank you for the money in my bank. You have a car. Thank you for my car. Somebody buys you lunch. You're going to say, thank you for buying me lunch. When you are asleep, you use your words. And those words drastically change your life for the better. So you want to drastically change something for the better. Start talking about how it drastically changed. Literally, start talking about how this thing drastically changed. I drastically changed my financial system around. Now I have more money than I've ever imagined. Thank you for all the money in my bank account. Thank you for the money that I spend always coming back to me. You want your specific person to be different. Thank you for my specific person showing up the way I want them to. That's how we talked until we came to conscious manifesting. And when we came to conscious manifesting, we started buying into these rules on how to manifest. And we stopped saying life is fun, life is amazing. And we started talking about how everything's working against us and how do we change it? We change it by changing our words. The simplest thing in the world to do. We simply change our words. And when we change our words, we take on a new identity. We take on the identity of a person who has what we desire. So try this for 30 days. Just walk around and say, thank you for the money in my bank account. Thank you for the millions of dollars in my bank account. Thank you for my wonderful relationship with my specific person. Thank you for my incredible life. Thank you for my beautiful apartment. Thank you for my amazing car. Thank you for life being an adventure that I am enjoying. Because when you do that, you have drastically changed your life for the better with 3 little words. 3 little words have drastically started to change your life for the better. If every time you call somebody and they pick up the phone and you say, first I want to say thank you for taking my call. You have just set this call up to be a good phone call. If you are sitting having lunch with your friend and your friend is buying it you lunch before you even order. Thank you for buying my lunch today. I really appreciate it. You just make lunch an amazing event. Your boss does something that you like. Thank you for showing me appreciation. I'm so thankful my boss is showing me appreciation. I'm so thankful everything's going right in my life. I'm so thankful that I am lucky. I'm so thankful that I'm blessed. I'm so thankful I'm spoiled. Because when you do that, within a day, you should start seeing results. If the first 2 words coming out of your mouth are thank you, and then you go thank you for, your life is going to drastically change and you are not going to recognize it in 30 days. Thank you for my great health. Thank you for the millions in my bank account. Thank you for my incredible life. Thank you for this wonderful man in my life. Thank you for always showing me I'm spoiled. It's simple. When you're asleep, there are no rules. So you get to make the rules. What 3 words do you want to use that will drastically change your life for the better? Because once you start changing your life, do this for the rest of your life. There's no 21 days. There's no, do this for 21 days and magically watch your life change. Once you start, you don't stop. And that's what you did when you were asleep. You started saying something and you continued to say it until you got it. And then once you got it, you reminded everybody that you got it. Somebody says, Susie, when we get our house, we're not going to talk about our house. I have a friend, and when she's leaving her house, she lets everybody know. When she gets home, she snaps a picture of her house and says, home. So we all know she got home safely. Everybody gets this snap, home. If you are on her main list on Snapchat, she tells you when she's leaving and when she's home. She sends snaps out. Used to say, choose happiness. Now it's this beautiful elephant painting or blessed. And since she hung up the blessed sign in her house, the problems have stopped. What words are you saying? My house is a money pit. I have to buy this. I got to get this. This broke. That broke. I love my house. My house is amazing. Simple words is what you did when you were asleep. Go back to them. Go back to only talking about the things you are bringing into your reality, not the things you don't want. Because that's what we didn't do when we were asleep. We didn't talk about the reasons why we can't have them. We didn't talk about 3D, 4D, 5D, subconscious, conscious. We literally just talked about the things that we wanted. And we talked about it till we were blue in the face, because in affirming, you literally got to turn blue. That's how you get what you desire. I love you guys. You have an absolutely positively amazing day. If you've got this far in the video, Jason made that post because they found the donor for Travis. I'm so excited. Leave it in the comments. And also, let me know how I'm drastically changing your life for the better, and which technique of mine that you used to actually do that, or what phrase you used that drastically changed your life for the better. Have an absolutely positively amazing day, my beautiful duckling.